Um, this is sixth edition of our ERP Next conference. Last year we could not organize a conference due to the COVID situation, but this time we are with a new format. Though we will miss all those candid face-to-face interactions with our community members, but this time we have tried to make it interesting by keeping several question and answer session after every talk and after every session. Today is the second day of our conference. Yesterday we have observed a lot of amazing tech talks targeted to our developer community, and today we will see another set of talks targeted to generic audience like our end users, community members, and service providers. Today I will talk about future strategy of ERP Next. So in general, most product companies demonstrate their features in the keynote presentation, but Frappe is always different, and we always try to always ready to break the conventional approach in that way. So here I am to start with the ERP Next strategy. Yeah. So before directly jumping to the strategy, I will take this moment to celebrate our 10,000 GitHub star milestone. Yeah. So we reached the milestone in this week only. So let's take a few moments to celebrate this, and I sincerely want to congratulate all of the members from the community. Without the help of all of you, it was not possible. Let's quickly recap our journey. So it all started in 2006 by Rushabh Mehta. He started this as a personal project for his family business. Then in 2008, he started a company named Frappe. Then in 2010, the ERP Next product has been launched, and we pushed the code as open source on Google Code under GNU GPL license. In 2011, we published on GitHub, and that was a key moment. In 2015, we had our first ERP Next conference, and from then it continued every year, except to 2020. In 2006, we got 1,000 GitHub star, and in 2019, 5,000, and now here we are. In 2020, we achieved this big milestone. So thank you, everyone. So even though we came a long way, still we believe that we are at the beginning of a very long journey. So ERP Next as a product has been evolved a lot in this long 10 years. So currently, if you see the ERP Next, it is not like other products in the market. So if you see that ERP Next is like a combination of 20 individual product. So all this accounting or stock, manufacturing, payroll, all these product can be a single product in itself. So to manage all these products together is really a big challenge. To maintain the quality, high quality for all of those products together is really a challenge for the developers and the community. So even though we have done a great job, but still, if you think deeply, that a few modules of ERP Next is in good condition. They have matured a lot over the time, like accounting, stock, sales, purchase, manufacturing. All those modules have been matured and had a lot of attention. And other modules like healthcare, assets, or agriculture, or let's say projects. So all those modules has not evolved a lot over the time, and this is because we have developed ERP Next using the inputs from our user community, from our end user, and we got the traction for the first set of modules like accounting, stock, sales, purchase. So, and it has been evolved, but other modules did not get a lot of attention, and their quality is not that great. There can be a lot of improvement in those areas, you know. So, but as a community, we what we want, what is our target goal? Our target is ERPNet should be the number one ERP product in the world, right? So, and for that, we truly believe that we have to focus in all those modules which are neglected, and we have to focus on each and every module. So, what's the solution? So, then we have discussion about verticalization, you know. So should we remove say a few verticals and specific and focus on specific vertical like manufacturing or distribution or retail, which are our sweet spot? Should we do that? If you see in industry also, in the recent era, most of the successful product companies has focused in a specific vertical, or they tried to solve a specific problem, you know, and by doing that they actually made a product were able to made a product very great product, you know, because they are focusing on a specific problem, so they nail the problem, you know. So should we do that the same thing? That question came, but we realized that that maybe that is not our strength, you know. So we should play with our strength, and our strength is engineering, and more specifically our we have our Frappe framework, which gives us superpower, you know, to build any app within a very short period, you know. You can make any application with Frappe framework very in a very short period. With it comes with a lot of features which is needed to build an app. So that is our super, and we should leverage that power, you know. So we have decided to go to horizontal, and but we should not sacrifice the other modules, right? So how do we fix the problem? So then we decided that basically what we need is we need to focus on each and every area. And how do we do that? So our first attempt was to break the full team into multiple units, you know. So we found multiple teams and assigned multiple modules to each of the teams. So by doing that, we observed that even though we are in a better position, we are working on multiple modules, you know, at a time. But there was one problem we observed, that that is ownership, you know. So still ERPNet is still a single product. So clearly there is a ownership problem. People were working hard in their modules, but they were not feeling the ownership to take the product into the next level, you know. So that was missing. So how we'll fix that? So then we had an idea of breaking the monolith. So we thought that if we break the monolith architecture and create multiple products itself, you know, so maybe, and every team will focus on one application, then maybe that will solve our problem, you know. So in that way, every team will focus on their product, and they will focus to make it the best in the market, you know. So so we have decided to break the monolith after a long 10 years. Yes, we have evangelized it for monolith for last few years, and we had a lot of debates with the community members on it, and we always go for monoliths. And but we also believe that no architecture is actually based for all the circumstances, you know. So one architecture works based with a certain scenario and with certain conditions, and for other scenario maybe it is not based, you know. So we believe in that we should evolve with the situation. And if we go into the past, so in 2012, we were a 6-member team, and there were only 4 developers. So it was best to keep it monolith because only 4 memberships can manage only one product maybe. They should not be able to focus into multiple products at a time. And if until 2018, we were remain less than 10 people. And but now if you see that we have 40 plus developers in at Frappe, and we have overall 100-member team now. So maybe we have now that freedom to make multiple teams and to split the monolith architecture to in a multiple app structure. Maybe it is the best time to split the monolith. Yeah, so let's quickly take some of the advantages and disadvantages of the monolith architecture. Yeah, so monolith comes with easier and faster development. A lot of code can be reusable in the monolith architecture because everything is kept in together. It's easier to deployment because only one application needs to be deployed. You can trust people because only one team is managing only one app, so there is no trust issue. And it's easy to debug also because we have to debug only one app. And on the other side, on the disadvantage side, so we need to maintain huge code base because all the codes remains together, so it is really difficult to manage. And to make any changes in that code, it affects a lot of other codes in other modules. So it is really difficult. You need to very carefully. You need to be very careful in that while doing any changes. And it is difficult for new contributors because they have to learn everything. Even though they are working for a specific module, they have to learn the other modules also. And it actually it has slower release cycle because a lot of fixes in many modules goes together in a release. So we need to wait for all the fixes and features. So that deployment is also slower in that case because a lot of changes goes in a release. And obviously, we already talked about focusing on the entire application part. So it is really difficult to focus on the entire application with the monolith architecture. And on the other side, advantage of multi-repo is clearly it has the independent components. So it is really easy to understand and really easy to focus on entire application. We can get a lot of usable forms out of it, and we can write modular codes because it has few independent components, and it has less unrelated bugs because it is only we need to think about that application. It has independent release cycle, so we can quickly release the fixes. So we no need to wait for 15-20 days for the release, And on the disadvantage side, it comes with the dependency management. So one app can be dependent on other apps and with a specific version of that dependent app. So we need to manage those things. And we also need to manage connections between objects if there are two dependent apps, So for example, if we are making a healthcare and in healthcare, we need to bill to our patient, So we need another app accounting to manage the invoicing part, And while creating invoices, we need to create customers automatically based on the patient data. So all these things we have to done. And then other problem also, like it will lead to duplicate apps by multiple developers. So we really need to be very strict on that area. We need to scrutinize each and every app before publishing into our app store. So that will be a challenging task, and it needs to be installed separately. That is given. So how what is the plan? So how will implement? How we are going to implement it? So uh, while giving a thought, we realized that a lot of modules have is very integrated. So like accounting, stock, sales, purchase, manufacturing, they are quite integrated, and lot of codes are common. So it is really difficult to separate out into a separate app. So we will keep it in one application. Maybe we can call it ERP Core or something like that. And apart from that, we will start splitting with obviously with the domains first. So all the domains like education, agriculture, healthcare, non-profit, we will separate out those modules into a app. We already splitted healthcare app last month. We also started doing all the new integration into a separate app. And we will move all the inbuilt integrations into app very soon. Yeah, regional features will also be part of separate app from now. Then while doing so now, we also observed one pattern that a few customers are very common and used in many modules, like company master. Company master is used in accounting in almost all modules, Um, so we thought that it will be best to keep if the common masters into a separate app. That way it will be able to install those separately. And we do not need to install ERP Next core all the time. So that is the idea. So when we will implement is basically, as I said, we already started the process, but it will be done eventually one by one, not on a single shot. Maybe it will take another year to do all the tasks. So let's talk about little bit of technicality. So when we did splitting of our healthcare module, so first what we did basically, we separate out all the related files of healthcare into a separate app. But we realized that we also need to maintain all the histories of all the commit history of those files. So to do that, first we tried to rewrite the history with filter branch functionality, but that was also not that did not give a great result. After doing that, still the repo size was like 600 MB, and when we check the only file size of healthcare, so it is only 3 MB. So we realized that it is not doing great. So we tried with filter repo functionality, which is basically a advanced version of filter branch. So by doing that, we achieved a great outcome. So now healthcare app is only have 600 commits, and its size is only 3 MB. And that's a great success, great achievement. Yeah, we also need to maintain the dependency. So in hooks.py, you need to specify which app is on which app it is dependent, and you maybe also need to maintain a specific version of your dependent app. So that functionality is not yet implemented, but we will implement very soon. So the main question comes that how does it impact end user? So yeah, no change for the existing users. So they will get it as it is now. Only need to deploy multiple apps instead of one, and existing data will be patched wherever it is required. But for the new user, maybe the experience will be little bit different. So they have to install multiple apps instead of one. And in the visibility side also, we need to publish all the ERP Next apps, maybe in the erpnext.com. We need to build an app store kind of thing. We already have Fape Marketplace, Fape Cloud Marketplace, but it's on the Fape Cloud side. maybe we need to list on the erpnext.com also for general audience. So apart from the monolith thing, we also need to improve on certain areas like quality and usability, localization, enterprise features, scale testing, and integration. We will focus on all those areas in the coming year. So on the quality front, obviously, we are still getting a few errors here and there in all the modules. So we need to increase unit test and UI test coverage in the coming year. And from now on, a dedicated team will focus on a single app. So it will obviously improve the overall quality and overall usability of that application. So we have developed this ERPNext over the time, over long time, and lot of codes has been messy. So we need to clean up those codes also in the coming year. And yeah, that's in the quality front. And in terms of localization, if you see that ERPNext is very popular in the Asia Pacific and African region, but it is not that much in America and let's say Europe region. So, and it is mostly because lack of regional features. So we need to build a lot of regional features for those regions, and we will do that by basically by collaborating with our community developers. So we'll focus on those areas in the coming year, and all those regional apps will be basically will be developed in a separate app and will be published on Traffic Cloud Marketplace. Many people already contributing. So like this Swiss Factor e-invoicing app recently published on the Traffic Cloud Marketplace. So lately we also getting a lot of traction from enterprise segment, So, but we realized that even though ERPNext has all the basic features, it lacks in advanced features. So we need to build those in the future, and we also need to optimize our code to handle huge data and a lot of requests, So we'll work on that in the next year. And of course, third-party integration and app-based structure is perfect for development of third-party contribution. So multi-repo structure will boost that thing. Lot of community member already developed a lot of third-party integration. I think this will encourage to publish them into the App Store. And yeah, so Trape will work to separate out already built-in third-party integration into separate app. So we need to work on those parts. Yeah, that's it, I think. Thank you for listening. And if you have any question, then you can maybe quickly ask on chat.
Thank you so much, Nabin, for sharing the strategy of ERPNext product for the next 1 to 2 years. So I see that there are a few comments and suggestions in the chat box. Are there any questions for Nabin?
Let me quickly go through the chat. Sagar has a comment that a master-like company is fundamental to all other apps. Does it mean that app for masters will be installed before ERPNext Core? Yes, we need to install the before ERPNext Core because it is dependent.
I guess the bigger question here is, what is the rationale of having an app that just has masters?
Yeah, we know that, but what is the other option? So we have to do something now to keep the common masters into a single place.
Right, but so what I'm thinking is, look, anyway, all the other apps are going to depend on ERPNext Core, right? So why not just have the masters be a part of ERPNext Core? Why do they need to be a separate app?
So that we can do, but people have to install the ERP Next Core mandatorily, all the time, and it has a lot of components. So basically the actual benefit of very little size of repo is will not basically will not be able to take that benefit,
Naveen, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Just a quick question. So let's assume that I'm developing an app for something like a restaurant, right? And let's assume that some doc type is there, which could go into master app, app with all the masters, or it could go into app. So maybe I'll start by putting that in my app. But later on, if the community decides, okay, it is better to move into the masters, any thought on how we will handle such cases?
Yeah, we can do that, na? If we as we are separating out all the modules into a separate app, na, in that way we can